This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Welcome back, 9 to noon, 11 a.m. hour upon us. And we're going to start with some news to Nord, which is brought to you by The Casino at Canterbury Park and CanterburyPark.com. No more live racing for the season, but you're feeling the felt all year long. Chances to win money, playing poker, blackjack, table games, the NFL Pro Pick'em Challenge, which takes place every Thursday. Jump in there, pick your winners for the weekend of football, and weekly winners, a little walking around money, but also somebody's going to win at the end of the season. Free fuel for a year, thanks to Quick Trip. Thank you, Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com. I will start with the Minnesota Wild. Enjoyed chatting with Gorgie, Kevin Gorg, who's out in New York covering the Minnesota Wild, as he does from a TV standpoint at a high level. The Minnesota Wild found their way into the winner's circle last night, stemming the tide of a losing streak on the road. 3-1, they are victors. And you get goals last night. You get to see Danila Yurov. You get Brodin early on tying the game against the Rangers. I think the Rangers, that goal last night might be their first goal at home this year. Rangers are struggling.
Yeah.
And Wild took advantage of it. Now they turn around tomorrow night. One more on the road. They'll face the New Jersey Devils, who I believe the Devils are in Toronto tonight, so they'll be on the back end of a back-to-back. Maybe another opportunity to get 2 points for the Wild before they return home to a 6-game homestand. Minnesota Wild 3-1. A little up and down right now with Gus. He'll shut you out one night. Next night he's giving up 5. And watching a team that was so dominant, heavy on the power play in terms of offensive production, getting 3 last night, although 1 an empty netter, but at least 2 via 5v5, seeing things kind of level out as they figure themselves out offensively.
I felt good for the goaltender because to whom much is given, much is expected. And in reading some Wild stories up to the season or in the early stages of the season, it might have been after he gave up a bunch of goals in a preseason game, where Gustafsson conceded and opened up that, this is a lot of money. Okay. And I mean, if I were to talk for him and paraphrase while being accurate with what he was saying, it'd be like, yeah, bro, that's an unbelievable amount of money. I've set up, family members and when I go back home and stuff like that, I think it's Sweden or whatever, everybody's happy and mom and dad have houses and grandparents and all that. So now I got to come through. So it just seemed like he was putting too much pressure on himself.
Yeah.
Where, I'm certainly, I wouldn't tell anybody, what they should say to somebody if they read quotes like that and you're part of the organization from a leadership standpoint. But I would, if I had his ear, I would remind him or inform him, boss, we didn't pay you that money on what you've done. We paid it on what you're going to do. And so, therefore, we understand that there are going to be problems along the way because that's just how it works in this game at times. But this is preseason. Don't put so much pressure on yourself, and you're going to be fine. That's why we gave you the deal, man. And he settled down last night, made a really, really nice save on Zibanejad, maybe. Made a really, really nice save on the side of the net. Controlled the rebounds pretty well. So good for the Wild. And John Hines, coach of the Wild, very likely will be joining 9 to noon tomorrow.
Oh, looking forward to that. I believe it's a 6 p.m.-ish puck drop tomorrow night against said Devils. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to hearing from Heinze as well. Major League Baseball, we have a matchup in the World Series. That'll be first pitch sometime on Friday evening. The Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. How about that game last night, man? You were looking for big-timers in big moments. I thought Kirby on the mound for the Mariners, for the most part, was fantastic. Bieber grinded his way through, gave up a bunch of hits, of course, and a couple of runs. But you got to see Rodriguez, young star, paid him a ton of cash. Love the future ahead for him in Seattle. Rodriguez hits a solo home run. Everybody's been fawning over, for good reason, by the way. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, he hits a solo shot for the Mariners, makes it 3-1. But then the Blue Jays came charging, and it was in the 7th inning where George Springer, with a 3-run home run, gets you to 4-3. And the Mariners, oh, man, I mean, it was Rodriguez. There, again, the guy you want at the plate. He was chasing a bit, just trying to make so much happen in that final at-bat. He whiffs, and the Blue Jays, for the first time, it's either 32 or 33 years. I guess we're going back to like the John Olerud and Joe Carter days of the early 90s. It's their first time back to the World Series in 3 decades. So good for them. And sadly for Softy and his Mariners, they still are without an AL pennant.
And Dave Softy Maller from KJR in Seattle, who joined the show last week when we caught Softy when his Mariners were up 2-0 on Toronto. And oh, by the way, they won both the games in Toronto. So, I mean, it looks so good for them to advance to the World Series, but they didn't. And Softy is quite prominent via the tweet machine at Softy, SOFTY, KJR. And, you know, I like to follow his tweets during the game. Yeah. I didn't really do it last night, even though I did watch a fair amount of that game. Good for George Springer, too, by the way. His first 2 at-bats. Woo, holy cow, he wasn't even close, man. And, like, you look at his face, because George Springer is the only member of the Blue Jays from I think I said this yesterday, from a hitting standpoint, not pitching. Of the hitters, the batters, the fielders, who has been to a World Series. So, like, moments like that are not supposed to be too big for him. And he looked like he had seen the proverbial ghost a couple of times early in the game when he couldn't figure things out at the plate. Then, boom, 3-run homer, and they take the lead 4-3, and they win it 4-3. Softy went to tweeting all night last night. He's back at it this morning.
Yeah, he is. He got up early.
Well, there was an emotional one last night, 7 hours ago, as a matter of fact. Quoting the tweet, growing up in Seattle, the big 4 for me were all about the Seahawks, Sonics, Huskies, and Mariners. All right, now the Seattle Supersonics moved to Oklahoma City and became the Thunder.
Yeah.
But he continues, Huskies and Mariners. The one thing I really, really wanted above anything else, the one thing we've been chasing for the longest, was right there in front of our face. For a split second, I allowed myself to think that it was actually happening. And then a split second later, it was gone. Maybe I'll feel different down the road, but right now this hurts worse than anything I've ever been through as a sports fan. Heartbroken, man. G-damn heartbroken. Wow, that makes me heartbroken reading it.
Oh, my goodness. And he woke up saying more of the same.
Yeah.
They were up 2-0. They were up 3-2, PA.
Yeah, he's reliving it.
And, sadly, they found their way.
An hour ago, he tweets, I was in kind of a daze last night and still not convinced this actually happened. Is this AI? Well, see, now he's setting up for the radio show. He's trying to, he's trying to be funny.
Well, and then hope the Dodgers shove it up their bleeps in 4. So he's officially a Dodgers fan.
Yeah.
He woke up 106.
Now he's setting up a segment with, did the Mariners give us their greatest season ever? Yes. Did the Mariners give us their greatest disappointment ever? Yes. This stings like nothing else. Nothing. I mean, that's 64686. That's free iHeart audio talkback.
Yeah.
That's into the microphone for broadcasting, not narrowcasting. I mean, this thing just writes itself just off his tweets, right?
It does. Now, his Seahawks got the victory last night. Monday Night Football, the double feature that it was. Lions all over. And it's an injury situation. Mike Evans finally get him back, and he leaves again. And I think it's a shoulder-related issue for Mike Evans, so he's on the complete health grind right now.
Yeah, that's right. I think it might be bad because it was like he left with a concussion. Well, he was super dicey into the game. They went on him. Then I know he had a concussion, and they pulled him out for that. But then I think I saw something later on the X machine that looked like an injury that's going to cost him like weeks.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't aware of the concussion. I did see on a deep pass attempt.
Yeah.
He came down with the ball. Both knees hit the turf, which kind of forced his body into a weird spot. I think he put all of his weight on his shoulder, and he eventually had to be carted off because he was in so much pain. But he's potentially, yes, weeks and weeks and weeks of the season in peril.
Here's the deal. It's Mike Evans left with a concussion/shoulder injury, is what they said initially. Then what came out after that, Buccaneers wide receiver Mike Evans to miss most of the remainder of the season with a broken clavicle.
Damn! No, that's awful for him. MVP style-esque start to the season for Baker Mayfield, but they had nothing against the Kitties last night. Campbell's group, Gibbs just freaking went off. Buck 36 on the ground.
Hutchinson was
80-some in the air. Hutchinson with a fumble recovery, and he was harassing Baker all day. It was a complete domination affair for the Kitties.
Yep.
And then last night, I know you probably don't permit yourself to do this, but there is once in a while, like, I want JJ on the field.
Just hold on quickly with with that Monday night game. I left it knowing, into it, I knew Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Terrion Arnold. Those are the three best secondary members. DJ Reed's out. He's maybe the season, but if not most of it, their other corner. So those are their three best secondary members. I happen to think they have the best secondary duo, safety duo in the National Football League in Joseph and Branch.
I agree.
All those guys are out. Okay. Yeah. So just remember that. Okay. Well, wow. Holy cow. Did Detroit's defense really turn a corner in this game without Branch and Joseph and Arnold and Reed and stuff like that? That's the narrative that I'm seeing established from last night and/or this morning. Now that high-end offense, which is motoring along nicely, is getting amplified and/or complemented by the defense. Okay, I'm not going to shoot that down until we see more games. However, when Mike Evans leaves a game that already does not include Chris Godwin or Bucky Irving, good luck. Okay, good luck. So the Lions' defense is good. I got immense respect for it. Ain't no doubt. That's the best team in our division. We've said it all year. But it's a little conflated, recognizing exactly what the Buccaneers were working with from a skill guy standpoint.
No, I'd agree with that. I don't think the Bucs. The Bucs have been battling injuries all year. They've handled it for the most part. Ibuka in and out, and all of those things.
Oh wait, did he play last? He was out.
Ibuka was in.
Oh, he was in. Okay,
yeah. But you go in with a game plan, having 13 in the mix in Mike Evans, and then you get that taken from you early the way it did. You're going to struggle. And Bucky Irving means a ton to this team, and not having him is a problem. But I was just going to end Seahawks over the Texans.
I got another football one for you that I can't forget before the end of the show. I'm texting with Hicks right now, so we're good for 25.
Okay, sweet.
The Philadelphia Eagles yesterday, not Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday may have won the Super Bowl. Do you know what I'm talking about? Not Sunday. Yesterday, there was news that I saw it, and I'm like, all right, well, they're now favored to win the Super Bowl in my heart. Brandon Graham came out of retirement.
Are you serious?
Brandon Graham ends retirement. It's official today. Yeah, it was rumored yesterday, and there was a little quote, and I'm like, well, this is happening.
Yeah.
This ain't no rumor. So today, Brandon Graham ends retirement, rejoins Eagles on 1-year deal.
Yeah. And he's not even going to play.
Well, so they need some edge pass rushing. He was a defensive end who could play inside on third down.
They'll give him 10 snaps a game then?
But here's the bit, is you want this Hurts, Brown, Saquon-ish, Devontae Smith. Yeah. You want all that stuff to end? Give Brandon Graham $10 million. You'll win the Super Bowl again. I'm telling you, it's a mafioso South Philly deal like that.
Is Uncle Brandon back?
Brandon, what a world. I don't have to go to organized team activities. I don't have to go to training camp. I don't have to deal with all these clipping penalties. I'm just going to wait for these fools to get loud, and then I'm going to lay out what I need. They're going to pay it to me. It's a hit.
Oh.
This is not a season. This is a hit.
Yes, it is.
On an organization.
Oh, great. They're back.
So, they're back. Well, they were kind of back in the first place, but Brandon Graham ends retirement, rejoins Eagles On a 1-year deal. Wow.
He's just there to get everyone.
How about that? I forgot to text you on that last night.
Everyone to get along. Unk's back. He's going to start speaking in the locker room again. He's going to start doing podcasts. He gets to put the uniform on and have a handful of rushes every game.
I mean, with all due respect to Zadarius Smith, who's had a lot of sacks during his career.
Yeah.
I mean, Howie Roseman, the general manager for the Philadelphia Eagles, he didn't even have to move an inch for any of this to happen.
No.
I mean, you lose Zadarius, who can, Zadarius had a sack and a half, but I don't know. I don't know if anybody's ever called him like 10 of 10 team leader guy.
No.
So you lose him, you win a game.
Yeah.
Okay. You get Jalen Carter back, you win a game. And then the next day you bring in Brandon Graham. This is unbelievable.
This is just
we got to go, okay? We'll chat more around the corner.
Yeah.
That's a News du Nord provided by Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com. Former Minnesota Vikings and Philadelphia Eagles linebacker Jordan Hicks joins 9 to noon coming up soon. But first, we got this. Cash thing.
The cash thing. The fan of 2 Minute Junk Truck want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks in the National Cash Contest. Head to KFAN.com. Keyword is cash. Keyword is cash. KFAN.com. Keyword cash.
Play action out of the shotgun. Harrison Phillips trying to give him his first sack. Josh Metellus forced a fumble. It's bouncing about. Picked up by Jordan Hicks. 40, 30, and is loose. Touchdown! Jordan Hicks, with the second touchdown of his career, has run the Minnesota Vikings to an 18-6 lead. Jordan Hicks is a former Minnesota Vikings linebacker, had a 10-year career in the National Football League, and also got a Super Bowl ring with the Philadelphia Eagles. And Jordan Hicks joins 9 to noon now for some football conversation. And Jordan, when I came out of that boxes, as we call it, or I call it, the broadcast booth, made a right to head into a suite next door, and I saw you in that big smile. That was just so great seeing you at the Vikings-Eagles game Sunday. Did you happen to have a rooting interest for either team, given you played for both of them, or like what brought you there? And good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it was awesome seeing you 2 p.m. Man, it's always a pleasure. It's funny you say that. It's only been a couple months since I made the decision, and my wife and I looked at each other and we saw the schedule, and we were like, that's one we got to go to, right? There's obviously interest on both sides. I barely know anybody on the Eagles anymore, but it's with all the turnover, but it felt like being back in the stadium. It felt like family again, and that was pretty special.
That's great, man. And, when we were calling you, we dropped in a highlight from when you scored a fumble recovery touchdown. I believe it was at Soldier Field. And I was thinking, because you have 2 defensive touchdowns during your career. One, I think, came your rookie year with the Eagles. And then your final one came with the Vikings at Soldier Field. And, you are so closely removed from playing. What's it like right now? I mean, when you're at a game, you're on the sideline, whether you know people or not, the pads are popping and the atmosphere's lively and stuff like that. Is it difficult in any way to be at a game and not play in it?
Yeah, that was the first one I've been to. Right. Watching from home, there's really not any desire. Like I miss Sundays. I miss the energy, but I don't miss the way my body feels and having to get into that mindset, per se. But being at a game, I was nervous. I had the butterflies going. I felt like I was on my way to suit up. on my way to the stadium.
Right.
And yeah, those butterflies began. And as the guys were warming up, I'm standing there on the sideline and, shaking hands with Darisaw and seeing all the guys. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like I should be out there right now. So there was definitely an itch being in the atmosphere, hearing the Skol chant, hearing the fans get excited. So, it was odd. It was definitely an odd feeling, but, I'm focused on my family right now. And I made the decision because of that, and it's been special.
Oh, okay. And that's, I'm glad you said that, because I was hoping there wasn't something I missed here. And I know you battled some injuries nearing the end of your career, but is that the reason you retired? Like, I got a good decade out of it. We're good. And I did it honestly, and I did it in the name of the Lord. And now we move on as a family together. Was it really like that?
It was. And I wrestled with it, right? Like there was a part of me that just felt like, it's just 6 months out of your life. Like you can do anything for 6 months. You can grind through it for 6 months. But as I sat down and took some time and stillness and, really prayed on where I was supposed to be in this season of life, it felt like it was with my family, and it felt like it was at home and I'm coaching flag football. I'm the pitcher for my kids' coaches pitch team. Like I've missed those moments over the years during the fall. And, I didn't want to miss those anymore. And so, it's been a joy of mine to be a part of my family's life in a different way. And my kids are at that age, right, where, you don't get this time back. So yeah, it was hard. It was a lot of emotion into it. I played the game for 23 years, and it taught me so much. It allowed me to be who I am. But at the end of the day, life changes, and the game doesn't, and it doesn't mature with you. And as I began to mature, I felt like it was time.
What was it like when you saw Carson Wentz? Because you came into the league a year before him. You're both with the Eagles. He's the quarterback for the team that will win the Super Bowl. Sadly, you got hurt, but you still got a ring. Then he got hurt. Nick Foles comes in, Philly special, whole thing. But I mean, you I don't know how well you know him, but you're both Christians, and the gospel of Jesus Christ is very important to both of you. Likewise for me. So maybe you guys still know each other in that circle. But was it different seeing him wearing different colors?
I'll start by saying this. He is one of my closest friends that I've made probably in the NFL. So we were able to grab dinner Friday night when we got in, and him and his wife are amazing people. They've got an amazing family. And yeah, we had some special times together. We had a lot of highs and a lot of lows that, seemed to pair up with each other. And so, I'm excited for him, just to see him with KO and with his offense, and knowing his history of cheering for this team, right? Like it's special for him, and he expressed that, and special for his family. I know how special playing for the Vikings was for me and my family, and how much, we missed it and loved it there. And I know it's the exact same feeling for him.
You Jordan Hicks, former Vikings linebacker, 9 to noon. You played with Brandon Graham, right?
I did, yes.
Okay, well, here's the reason I bring it up. Because last year he was on injured reserve. The Eagles had won 8 in a row, and they started arguing with each other about AJ's not getting it enough. Devontae said something. Jalen didn't say anything, but by not saying anything, he said everything. And then Brandon Graham went on he's on the injured reserve, okay? He's not going to play all year until the postseason. He goes on some podcast and basically speaks to those guys and the team via the media about calming down. Let's just stop this. And I don't know if he's like a bona fide leader guy. Naturally, that's just how God made him. But ever since he did that, people on the Eagles agreed with him, and everything got better. Well, the Eagles at 5-2, with that explosive passing game, at least what we saw Sunday with Saquon and stuff, running the ball, they're still a little wonky and in and out with some of the behind the scenes stuff. Well, Brandon Graham signed a 1-year deal with the team yesterday. It's like Howie Roseman's like, I can't take this anymore. Brandon, what do you need? I mean, honestly, he might have gotten like $7 million to just come in there and manage these guys. Is he just that kind of guy? Brandon
is an amazing, amazing human being. he is somebody who wears his heart on his sleeve. He lays it out all out on the line, and yeah, he'll come into a locker room and he will be a calming presence, and he's going to tell it like it is, and he's going to say it how he sees it, and that's just who BG is. He was, if you know his story, he started off pretty rocky, was first round pick that ended up being a special teams guy early on, and then really having to look himself in the mirror and figure out where he wanted to take his career, and then obviously it took off. But he is one of those guys, one of those Philly guys that is just always held with high regard and ultimate respect.
You played with a lot of high-end players, a lot of high-end offensive and defensive players. The time you were in Cleveland, ever come across anything like Myles Garrett?
Never. The guy is a freak show. He is an absolute freak show. He could do anything he wants to do. Beat you with speed, beat you with power. He's got every move in the book. And then his band, like the guy he's 6'5", 6'6", 280 pounds, and can touch the ground with his hand on a full speed turn. Like, it's unbelievable. Dude is a freak show.
And the producer, Eric Nordquist, here is a barbecuing snob. He's incredibly good at it. If I'm lucky enough to get leftovers, they're as good as if they just came right off the barbecue. So when I told him last night Jordan's going to come on the show, of course he got excited for the football takes, but he's like, we got to talk to him about barbecue. And I'm like, okay, well, Nordo, here's Jordan Hicks, and you know something about him that I guess I don't know.
Well, I never got to connect with you. Nice to meet you, by the way. I never got to connect with you when you were here in Minnesota, but via the grapevine, I heard that you had a love for barbecue. So as part of this transitioning out of the NFL and just such a strong connection and that you're building with your family now and finding new things to do, I was just kind of worried. Like, we're not giving up on the Texas barbecue, though, right? Like, we got that Anchor Grill smoking. We got brisket. We got ribs going. I just needed to make sure that wasn't something that was going to be retired along with the football side of things.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm here in Austin right now. Austin, Texas is home, and Texas barbecue is a staple, right? Food brings our family together, and whenever we are together, there's a smoker going, the barbecue pits rolling, and there are tortillas getting made with our big Mexican family. So it is a lot of fun. And it's actually, it gives me more time to figure it out, right? Like, I only had 6 to 8 months out of the year to truly have time to be able to sit there and take care of a brisket overnight. So now I got nothing but time to do it.
What is it that you cook the most because you mentioned the spare time, man. I mean, you might be 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 hours into this thing to perfect it. What's your favorite meal that you're cooking? You mentioned tortillas. Maybe we got some, have you done picanha? Maybe a tri-tip? Like, what are you absolutely digging when you fire up that smoker?
For me to be able to do a brisket and like really take the time and, tend to it and be able to just have it be, cause it's such a process. Like, that's my favorite. I get the most excited when I'm like, oh, we're doing a brisket, right? I'm going to set up the pit. We're going brisket tonight. Wake up in the morning, you check on it, and you're like, hell yeah, it looks great. So it's the process,
That's great.
It's the whole situation that goes into it, prepping the meat, prepping the pit, and then, how it comes out, like, and it's satisfying, man. I'm usually on the grill. So, we'll do burgers and I'll do the chicken and we'll do the ribs and all that, but there's nothing like putting a brisket on that thing.
Well, so do you have multiple contraptions? I mean, like, do you have an electric grill or a gas grill, a Traeger, a smoker? I mean, like, do you have multiple options here with handling barbecue the right way?
I've got all three. Yeah, we roll all three. We roll all three. If I'm really getting into it, I'm firing up the pit, but the Traeger's easy, the gas grill's easy. Like, if it's a quick night, that's what we're rolling with.
That's great.
Well, yeah, but the challenge, the chase of putting it in a wood-burning smoker, and I don't know if you've ever experienced this, Jordan, but there's the pleasure of putting that thing down, cutting it up, and delivering this to your family, right? Then of course you're hoping for compliments. But even after like an 11 out, like an overnight smoke, like you were talking about, there's part of me where it's almost like I can't enjoy it's almost like I'm not hungry. Like the journey, as good as the food is, the journey itself was the satisfying moment for me. Have you ever done that where it's like you made this badass brisket, and you have like 2 slices, but just watching everyone else eat, you're like, man, I got to go take a nap after this thing.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. The food, the brisket, everything we prepare brings the family together. And seeing the joy, seeing the kids run around, seeing the family get served, like that's what it's all about. So I'm right there with you.
That's sweet.
Hey, just a couple to close here for Jordan Hicks. That was really cool. I'm glad we went down that road. Now I'm hungry. True strength awareness. That's something, I believe, like middle of last year or something like that. Maybe it was this year. No, I think it might have been earlier this year. True strength awareness is something that's important to you. What is it?
It is, yeah. So it's my foundation. We started actually about a year and some change. It was the end of last off season. And it's my foundation where we go in and we partner with schools and we host these nights called True Strength Nights, host events where we celebrate the special education, the people, the special needs kids in the schools. And something that's passionate for me, I had the opportunity in high school to be an aide for a kid who had muscular dystrophy, became one of my really close friends. Started off thinking, hey, yeah, I'm a big-time football player. I'll go, change this kid's life or try to help his life and make it more pleasurable. Well, you know how that goes. You sit down, you look around, and you realize this kid is facing death, staring death in the face every single day. And you realize that's where the name comes from, what true strength is really about, right? The things I had to deal with, the things I had to endure on the football field in life just really were small things compared to the things I saw him do, and he did it with a smile on his face every day. So that's the story behind it. That's the heart behind it. We want to give the student body the opportunity to connect with the special education side of the school, and so we bring them together. We, do these events at football games, basketball games, baseball games, whatever it may be at the time, where we bring the kids out and we just dedicate a whole night or a whole game to their experience, and we celebrate their abilities rather than focusing on the things that they may be deficient in. And we bring in money, we allow aid to their department, and it is a win-win for everybody. And we absolutely love it. We've been doing it, like I said, for a year and a half, and we're going on year 2 in the school system. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
It's TrueStrengthAwareness.org if you would like to learn more. TrueStrengthAwareness.org.
True Strength Ability Awareness, yes.
True Strength. I'm looking at TrueStrengthAwareness.org right now.
Awareness. We're at TrueStrengthAwareness.org. Correct.
Got you. If you ever need any help with that up here, let me know because I'll jump at it 100%.
Amazing.
If you need me. Come down there or whatever. Lastly, football to close, the tush push, the brotherly shove. I've been excited all day to ask you this question, and I really hope it's not against the rules like targeting a defenseless player. I just don't understand on the tush push. Now we got people laying down on the field. All right. It's everybody's obsessed with this thing, trying to stop it or arguing it down. Can there be a Jordan Hicks like on the edge outside one of the tackles, unbalanced or not? And you can't do it for a touchdown because you want to stop touchdowns. But you know what? If they're gonna tush push around the 50, then you can go ahead and get 1, 2, or 3 yards. I'm gonna give you this first down, but you know what's gonna happen? I got Jordan Hicks on one side and somebody on the other side. All they're going to do is run around the edge and put a helmet in Dallas Goedert's ribs. All they're going to do is run around and just smack the pusher, Saquon Barkley or A.J. Brown. And it's not targeting a defenseless player because the player is moving the quarterback. You see what I'm saying?
I 100% see what you're saying.
Why doesn't anybody do that?
It is, you never like peer to peer, player to player. I'm never out to put a helmet in somebody's ribs.
Okay.
That's a tough ask. I get the physicality and the mentality of that. That is a tough ask. I think everybody's tired of the play. Because it's hard to think you just run that 4 times within the 5-yard line and you're going to get a touchdown, right? watching them do that 3-4 times in a row is just it's annoying. It's not fun to watch. I don't know. And everybody's searching for the answer. It's hard because they make a good point of saying, hey, if you don't like it, then stop it. But at the same time, it's just gotten out of control. So I don't know what the solution is. I hear you, PA. I think you got to find a way to stop it. And if that's what it is, then, maybe there's a couple defenses out there that are willing to take that chance. But yeah, I don't know. I'm over it too.
Our mutual friend Tom West just walked into the studio here and wants us to say hello to you. So hello from Tom West.
Hello. What an amazing weekend it was.
Yeah, fantastic, man. He's just really, really good, as are a lot of other people here with the alumni portion of the equation, and you're now part of the alumni, man. So God bless you and your family, and thank you very much for the time. I'm sure maybe we'll do it some other time later in the season, but God bless you guys, man, and thanks for everything with TrueStrengthAwareness.org. Appreciate you, okay?
Yes. Really appreciate you, man. Great seeing you this weekend.
See ya. Jordan Hicks, former linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings. Our final segment is next. Fun show today at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center. It started with Minnesota Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch, and it will conclude with Vikes Bites provided by
Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed Grass-Fed Beef.
We'll make it Vike Bite due to timing.
Yeah, simply enough. We're going to hear from the head coach. We'll maybe get some clarity on the quarterback spot into Thursday night. But I was watching that game last night. Do you ever permit yourself, whether it's Sam Darnold and what he's doing in Seattle and Daniel Jones in Indy, and you're just thinking about kind of the rat's nest of health that we've had to deal with here in Minnesota, and it's just kind of sit back. It's like, man, I didn't appreciate what Sam did when he was here enough. Or Daniel Jones, just thinking about the development track that so many players, I mean, now it's a measurable amount of players that are finding success. Yeah. And I'm hitting me. It's just, I need my guys healthy. You know what I mean?
I'm just going to leave it like this. As you would know as well as anybody in my life, I'm not the most argumentative type, okay?
Yeah.
I'll either acquiesce, and if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm sorry, or if I'm right, then we'll just move on. And it's my opinion, okay? I actually argued with somebody last week off the radio about a perceived mistake made by this team not bringing Darnold back. Mm-hmm. Forget the money and the fortifying of the village and everything. I'm like, let's wait till week 18 against the Niners before we re-engage in this conversation.
There we go.
And we'll see what it looks like for Sam and the Seattle Seahawks. Love all of you. Thank you for listening. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.